What's up, my good people? It's your boy Faith, and we're back for another YouTube video. I ain't gonna talk your head off. Let's get right into it. All right, so today we will be talking about the best indicator to use, indicators, plural with an S, to use when trading options. And let's just get right into it. So this is the software that we use whenever we are plotting our levels and taking trades based on our entries and exits. A lot of us use TradingView, and it's just tradingview.com. You can go and create you an account absolutely free. Make sure that you purchase the data depending on what package that you buy. It ranges from, I think, like $2.99 per month to $10.99 or $9.99 per month. And they have a bunch of different packages. You can buy a bunch of different type of information. So just pick the one that you enjoy the most. I think that the full NASDAQ book should be all you need, and we can get to trading. I'll put a referral link at the bottom. I think we both get like a free month or something if you sign up under me. But let's jump right into it. So let's look at SPY. I am going to show you the best indicators to use. As you can see, if you look on my chart, you don't really see any indicators, right? You see two that you can just see just by looking at the screen, and that is going to be my VWAP and my volume indicator, right? So a lot of people, and this is what I want to say about indicators. A lot of people talk shit about indicators, right? So I know a lot of people who they don't really like indicators because it throws them off, and I understand why. But then there's a lot of people who also do like indicators because it really helps them. So I am the type of person who I would rather, me personally, because I've tried both ways, I would rather have the indicators off. Only the indicators that I need, which isn't even that many. I only need a few. Definitely the VWAP indicator, because volume weight. When I say VWAP, let me clear all of this stuff up. VWAP, as in VWAP. That acronym stands for is volume weighted average price. Long story short, that's where your sellers are. So if you are, and on my screen here, this white line is VWAP, volume weighted average price. That's where the sellers are, right? So as long as we are underneath this line, we're bearish for the day. If we're trading above VWAP, we're bullish for the day. We're trading below VWAP, we're bearish for the day. And I just use that as just the point to know where the sellers are. I don't use it for anything other than to know when the sellers are. I mean, you can't use it for anything else, right? So VWAP and combined with volume, that's really all I like to use. I know a lot of people, even when I started taking all these classes and stuff, my mentors, they were using the clouds or different EMAs or the 21 or the 200 or the 180 or the 5, 8, the 9, the 13 EMA. You can use pivot points. There's so many different indicators. Like there's tens of thousands of indicators. You don't need all of those indicators. What I like to use is I like to keep it simple as possible, right? Trading is already a lot of information that you have to learn. So I like to keep the actual process as simple as possible. VWAP, volume, that's it. Combined with support and resistance levels, make sure you're always plotting your support and resistance levels, but VWAP and volume, and learn how to read price action combined with your support and resistance levels, and that's all you need to become a profitable trader. So people were expecting to watch this video and, hey, this is the only indicator that you'll ever need, and it's this indicator. If it was one specific answer that was universal, everyone would be using it. And a lot of people come in here or they search YouTube with all of this information that they're trying to short the game, right? They're trying to find a shortcut, and the answer is there is no shortcut. Let me say this full screen. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. Stop trying to cheat the game. You have to put your reps in just like everybody else had to put their reps in. By cheating the game, you're only prolonging your success. Go ahead and get the hard shit out the way now. Knock it out. Just go ahead and knock it out. And as you can see, I still play with these levels. I still try to find different ways to, and you can like you saw this one here. So I took this and I just made it a different color red, right? So this is just what I do because it just it clicks for me. And as you know, in my videos, I talk about all the time about do the things that work the best for you. You can copy somebody else's strategy. You can get somebody else's layout. You can try to mimic them as close as possible as you can get. You're not gonna find out what works until you do what's right for you. And I noticed that I had this thing, like whenever I started learning something, I get a bunch of different sources. I get a bunch of different information, and then I come to my own conclusion from there. A lot of people do this, right? I'm gonna give you a perfect example. So when I was building my PC, because I didn't know anything about PCs, right? So my first PC, but when I started this professional gaming journey along with this stock trading journey, I had a regular PC. I had an HP Omen. I was trying to stream and record at the same time so that I could get clips and this, that, and the third, and it just wasn't cutting it, right? I needed a stronger PC. And in order to get the type of strength in a PC that I was looking for, I had to get one custom built. So I'm asking all of these people about specs and graphics cards and processors and fans, all of this stuff. I'm asking all of these questions. I'll probably ask the same 15 questions to 5 or 6 people. I'll talk to some people from Micro Center. I'll talk to some of my close friends who are nerds. I'll talk to the people who are actually gonna build the PC for me and see what they think. And then I'll do my research on my own and see what I like the best. That's what I did. So it's the same type of concept here. When you're charting, you need to find things that work get a bunch of information from a bunch of people who know what they're talking about. I'm not talking like 50 people. I'm not even talking about 10 people, but like get 5 or 6 people, 7 people, or however many that feels comfortable to you, to where some people are starting to regurgitate the same information, so you know that it's true. If 10 people tell you that, hey, VWAP stands for volume weighted average price, and what it means is that's where the sellers are, then that's probably the truth, right? If 10 people tell you the exact same shit. So just start to gather that information and just start to apply it on your own. Apply it on your own, see if it worked. Apply it on your own, see if it worked. When I got my PC, it was some things of people that I listened to, some things I didn't listen to. Ultimately, I bought all of the parts based on the research that I did and the information that I had from the people who I asked. I took some of their advice, some advice I didn't take, and I got it on my own. But that's how your trading journey needs to be. You know, get a bunch of advice from a bunch of different people. But to strip everything down, like I said, to make it as easy as possible, supply and demand, VWAP, and volume. Learn how to read price action along with, if you can read level 2 and time and sales, that is a plus. You don't have to be a professional tape reader in order to be a profitable trader, but if you know how to read the tape, that is a plus. So what I started doing was, as you can see, like I had these lines here. These are my resistance lines. I had these lines this color red, and it's just like the smallest thing. So you can take it from this color red, and I started playing with a few different colors just to see how my brain reacts to these things, because 80% of this is psychology and mixed in with discipline and also mixed in with patience. So if you can get past like the psychological aspect of trading, I think you'll be a very, very tough person to keep up with, right? You'll have a skill set that not many people have, and that's one that can set you and your family up for the rest of your lives. So if you can master trading, that's why I tell people all the time, like, oh my God, I'm so glad I found out about trading, whether it's long-term equity, which I do. And people ask me that all the time too. Do you do long-term equity, or do you trade options? I'm like, I do both. I don't know too many people who do. Actually, I know some people who don't do both, but I'm like, I take the money that I made from trading options and I buy equity, right? You always have to I need a short-term play and a long-term play. Why am I only picking one where it's like I'm already playing in this game, so why am I only picking one? Why am I only trading options? I'm doing both for the rest of my life. I'm trading options and I'm buying equity for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's it. Those are the only indicators I would recommend that you use. Of course, you can always use whatever indicators you decide to. I know it's a bunch of, if you watching this video, you probably have seen some ads about indicators that you can use, that this person created, that person created. The less information, the better. These people created these things and you don't know if they are correct or not. The only way to find out is to test them. And I just don't have time to test something that someone else made. Like, just give me the raw information. Like, how much volume is in this candle? I need to know that. Where is support? Where is resistance on this chart? I need to know that. Are there buyers stacked at 604? Excuse me, are there buyers stacked at 603? You know, are there sellers at 604.50? I just need to know that type of information. I don't need to know all the extra stuff, because then you put extra information in your brain and it has to process it, and a lot of that information is not even important. So if it's not important, then why is it even in your brain? So get it out of there. I hope this information is starting to make sense. I know I've been doing a few videos now on the stock market and how to read certain things. If you're looking at this video, this is the S&P 500. So we go to the hourly chart. Excuse me, go to the 4 hour first. Yeah, so we had this. Give me a second. We had this bear flag here on the 4 hour. It actually broke that flag and retested it, it looked like. Yeah, so it broke. If I zoom in a little more, can you guys see that? Yeah, y'all can see it. All right, so here you had a bear flag. You got a bear flag here. It broke the bear flag. This green candle here retested and it went down to the support level, which I have at 603.39. It held here, it broke, but it quickly reclaimed here, bounced here, broke it, bounced here, reclaimed. Yeah, it broke this bear flag, break and retest here. So we'll see what happened tomorrow, what's gonna happen during pre-market, but this looks good. So tomorrow, this is how it works, right? So price action is here right now. SPY's trading at 603.85. So tomorrow, I would either be looking for, you can look for a few things depending on if we have strength or weakness. If we have weakness, I would look for a break and retest of 603.39 for puts, or if we have a little strength, you can look at a 603.39 bounce, right? You have to wait for tomorrow. I would personally wait until tomorrow hits in order to start looking at these plays, but just based on where price action is right now, tomorrow, if we have some type of strength, I'll look for 603 bounce, 603.39 bounce. If we have a lot of weakness, I will be looking at SPY to break that level and continue it and have some continuation to the downside, right? So it would be 603.39 break and retest for puts. And if we have strength tomorrow, I would look for a 604.30 break and retest for the long side. And I would also look for 604.31 puts if we did not show a lot of strength off of the open. So whenever you have, this is a perfect example too. I'm glad I didn't even like try to look for this. This just happened to be here. This is perfect. So whenever you have price action like this, you always want to trade from level to level. So if I'm trading calls, bounce here. If it was to bounce here, then I'm looking for somewhere up to my next level. That's how these things work, right? They're like magnets. These levels are like magnets. And once they bounce off of one level, it's not a guarantee that it's going to go to the next level, but there's a high probability chance that it may go to that next level. That's also another reason why when I play from level to level, I like to take profits early before it hits that level. My personal opinion, I would not wait for a complete level to level trade, because it's not gonna always hit, right? You want to start taking profit and scaling out before it hits that next level, because it may not hit that next level. I hope all of this information made sense. If so, then make sure you leave a comment. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today, I have had a chance to teach you all about the only indicator you will ever need. The only indicator you will ever need. And people thought that it was gonna be some specific indicator that I'm talking about that's gonna change the trajectory of your trading career, and it is not. You need to understand volume. You need to understand price action. You need to understand support and resistance. If you understand those things, you understand half of trading. The other half is patience, discipline, executing, because you can know all of this information. Have you ever heard the term, don't ever be addicted to learning and allergic to executing, right? You can know all of this information and still not execute properly. And you can't blame anyone but yourself for the poor execution. So you have to take this information, you have to put it in your brain, internalize it, make it make sense, all while trying to execute on the information that you know you have in your brain. But once you press that button, that buy button, and you start seeing that money move, those numbers move as fast as they do, I'm getting tongue tied today. You're in a different ball game, and you have to do this for years in order for this to even start making sense. Some people don't even get to the point where they do it long enough for it to make sense, because the way these numbers move is just amazing. It's crazy. It's addictive. It feels like a video game, but it's with real money. I feel like this should be something that's taught in middle school, all the way up through high school, and even in college, about how to trade in the stock market, whether it's equity or options. I feel like it should be both. Futures, teach us everything. Teach us how this stuff works. I think the world would be a lot different if everybody knew how to trade stocks, or if a lot more people knew how to trade stocks. Because it's just not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand that, right? But give people the option to learn about something like this. All right, I'm going off on a whole nother tangent. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you for tuning into the stream. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you visit the website at www.doyouhavefaith.com. Thank y'all for tuning in. Just like that, we out.